So I got bored, so I decided to rank all my entries that contain rubbish, all my camp entries. So hope you enjoyed the video. You can post your own rankings in the comments below. And yeah, just enjoy. So let's start. In last place, we got COSMO Challenge 3, which was to jump off a large diving board. The reason why this one's in last place is because it doesn't exist in the first place. Okay, next. In second to last place, we got COSMO Challenge 11. The challenge was to escape Area 51. I didn't really have much time because I was so busy this week, so all I did was a lazy comic panel. Of course, I got a very low score. Next up, we got COSMO Challenge 4, which was to carve a pumpkin. Yeah, I tried a little bit harder with this one, but yeah, not as much hard as last one. Next up is the cost sign-up challenge, which, yet again, is just a still image. There's nothing really interesting to this. Speaking of sign-ups, the next place goes to my COSMO sign-up. Yeah, it has a little bit more, but yet again, it's still just a still image. I know this is a big group of sign-up entries, and I think they're all pretty bad because they're all pretty much still images. So next place is my LCK entry. Nothing really much else to say. Okay, bye. Next up is my Academy sign-up. I promise this is the last sign-up for a while. So, yeah, this is very bad, very unfunny, and yeah, it's just bad for one of my first ever, obviously this is my first ever entry, so not much to say about it. Yeah, it's very obviously bad. Next up was my Academy Challenge 3 entry. The challenge was to prank your arch nemesis. To be honest, why this is so low is the humor, A, is unfunny, and B, you can barely even tell what's happening most of the time, so yeah, it's not good. All my Academy entries are pretty much not good. Next up is Academy Challenge 2, which was to kill everyone. Yeah, this one's bad. And it pretty much has the same problems as Challenge 3. Hard to follow, painfully unfunny. Yeah, let's get to the next one and stop talking about Academy so I can stop sounding like a broken record. Academy Challenge 1 was to defuse Bomby from BFDI. This one is better than the rest because I can actually tell what is happening, but still painfully unfunny. Academy Challenge 5. This challenge was to kill the other finalist. Yeah, you get the deal. Painfully unfunny, not very good, and yeah. Next, please. Alright, this is the last Academy entry. So, yeah, Academy Challenge 4 was to scare Goofy. Now, why in the world was this number 1? It's because at the end of the video, it has just one slightly decent funny joke. I know, surprising for Academy standards. So, yeah, that's all I need to compliment about. The rest is what you expect. We are finally done with Academy. And next up, we have Tom's Challenge 1. The challenge was to befriend your partner. And to be honest, this is the most Academy entry that I did after Academy, which means painfully unfunny jokes and very boring to look at. Nothing really else to say. Alright, now we're getting to pretty good territory with COSMO Challenge 7. The challenge was to kill your opposite, and I'd say we did pretty good. The only problem is that the animation isn't really good, and some of the drawings kind of look bad, so yeah. Next up, we got COSMO Challenge 1. The challenge was to get $17.98 exactly, and I'd say this was pretty good, but the jokes didn't land with me personally. I can see how it's funny to other people, but personally for me, it's not for me. Alright, Coast Challenge 1 was to come up with a team name. And it's kind of the same deal with Cosmo Challenge 1. I can see how it's funny to other people, just not for me. Cosmo Challenge 13 was to cross monkey bars that are extended over volcano. Yeah, it's pretty much just the same deal with the last two that I explained. Oh look, another Cosmo Challenge 1 clone where the jokes aren't for me. Cosmo Challenge 12 was to dig to China. And yeah, I pretty much just explained my problems at the beginning of this segment. No way, a sign-up challenge that isn't just a still image? Wow, how unbelievable. The Tom sign-up challenge is, in my opinion, the best one because A, it has funny jokes, and B, it actually has animation, even if it's not really good. So, yeah, this is why it's the best sign-up entry. Coast Challenge 2 was to get 3 killers. In my opinion, this one is pretty good, I do have to say. But it could be better. It's just not as memorable as the rest of my entries. Cosmo Challenge A was to make cookies for Christmas. To be honest, I really think this is funny, but does suffer from one problem: pacing. What you see on screen is most of the entry. But besides that, I feel like it's pretty good. Alright, top 10 time. Kicking off our top 10 is Coast Challenge 3, which was virtual tag. Yeah, it kind of suffers from the Cosmo Challenges 8 problem, but I just think it's funnier. Tom's Challenge 2. The challenge was to have Pill stop having a seizure. So, yeah, to be honest, this feels like one of my later entries than my earlier ones. It still stands up, it also has good animation quality, and I just feel like it's funny and just one of my best old entries. Cosmo Challenge 5 was to get to space. And to be honest, this is one of my most funny entries. I don't know, I just laugh at it. I don't really know why it's so funny. I just really like it. But even though it is very good in humor, it just doesn't really pace well, which is why it's only number 8. Cosmo Challenge 2 was to survive an asteroid. Yet another really funny one. Just this one isn't memorable as the others. Cosmo Challenge 10 was a dodgeball match on a balance beam. I really like this one since, yet again, it's pretty funny, and I just like the creativity with this one. Just not as memorable as the rest. Coast Challenge 4 was to get Green Square a burger from Burger King. A very funny entry, and pretty good. I like it a lot, just not as much as the rest. And I think this is a good way to start the top 5. Cosmo Challenge 6 was to make costumes for you and your partner. And this is probably one of my personal favorites because of how creative it is. I decided to turn me and my partner into skins. Crazy Rock for Jean and me as Griff. I feel like I did pretty well with this challenge, and I like it. Coast Challenge 5, my most recent entry. The challenge was to make an invention either with a frog, a lamp, a blanket, or strawberry. It has to be related that way. And I decided to combine 3 of them to make the froggy lamp. To be honest, I really like the aesthetic of the ad, and I really just like the creativity. I worked really hard on this entry, and also kind of had a deadline because I was about to go to camp. So, yeah, I really like this entry. Cosmo Challenge 14 was to fight on inside of a circle, kind of lastly the circle challenge. And to be honest, I really like this one because it makes reference to some of my old entries and even to my Tom sign-up challenge, which is one of my oldest. And to be honest, I just really like this one. It's epic and I feel like it does good at being one of my final entries for Cosmo. But even though I feel like this one's the best one, it still doesn't block it from my personal favorite. Cosmo Challenge 9 takes the first place. This challenge was to get the budget back. It combines 3 of my favorite things. 1, humor. 2, effort. And 3, just plain creativity. I like it for what it is. This is my personal favorite. This one has a bunch of good jokes. It feels very high quality for my standards at least. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most creative ones with doing sponsorship to get the money back. So yeah, this one is my favorite. So anyways, guys, tell me what your personal favorite for entries that contain rubbish is in the comments if you want. Or just don't. I don't really care. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and bye!